Hello everyone. Today let us discuss about electric flux because this topic is important to know about Gauss law of electrostatics. Based on Gauss law of electrostatics, again we have three derivations. Therefore, to derive the three derivations, which will be in the next topics, we have to first learn what is electric flux. So today let us discuss briefly about this electric flux. Electric flux is nothing but the number of field lines passing through any area which is kept in a uniform electric field, or it can be any electric field. So if you keep one area in electric field, the field lines will be passing through that particular area. So in general, we can define the electric flux through a given area as number of electric lines of force passing normally through that area. So if you keep any area in any electric field, the number of electric lines of force passing normally through that area is called as electric flux. So number of lines of force, that is electric lines of force passing through the area normally to that. Normally means perpendicular to the area, when that area is kept inside an electric field. So we have to calculate that flux now. What is the formula for the flux now? If you see in this figure 1, we have kept one sheet. In that sheet, you can clearly see field lines are passing through that normally to the area. There is another thing which is shown in the figure, n cap. N cap is a unit vector in the direction of the outward normal at one point. What is normal? Normal means perpendicular. So if you take any area, the line which is perpendicular to the area is called as normal. Once again I repeat, the line which is perpendicular to any plane is called as normal. In that normal, if you take one unit, that is called as unit vector. So once again, let us see what is n cap. N cap is a unit vector in the direction of the outward normal at one point. Suppose if you take xy plane, then xy plane is there, then z axis is perpendicular to xy plane. So that is z axis will become a normal to xy plane. Like that, if you take a plate here or a sheet here, the normal, outward normal is n cap here. Outward normal is n cap, that is a unit vector in the direction of the outward normal. Now coming to the point, the flux through any area is defined as delta phi is equal to E bar dot delta S bar. It is a dot product where E bar is the electric field, delta S is the area element. Once again I repeat, E bar is the electric field, delta S bar is the area element. Therefore, flux is defined as the dot product of, the flux is defined as the dot product of E bar and delta S bar. Therefore, delta phi is equal to E bar dot delta S bar, that is equal to E delta S cos theta. Once again I repeat, delta phi flux is equal to E bar dot delta S bar, that is equal to E delta S cos theta. What is theta here? Theta is the angle between the direction of the electric field and the normal to the area. Once again, I repeat, the angle theta here is the angle between E bar and delta S bar. For a closed surface, for any closed surface, theta is the angle between E bar and the outward normal to the area element. Now, let us see here in this figure, the plate is just, it is making an angle with the direction of the electric field. It is now the electric field is not passing normally in this picture. Observe carefully. Now the electric field is not passing normally, not perpendicular to the sheet, because sheet is making an angle with the direction of the electric field. Therefore, you can see in the figure 2, that is the second part of the figure 2, n cap, that is the unit vector normal to the area, makes an angle theta with the direction of the electric field. So this is different from the previous figure. In the previous figure, electric field was passing normally to the surface. But in this figure, electric field is not passing normally. So because the sheet is making an angle with the direction of the electric field, therefore, once you draw the normal is outward normal from the area. N cap is the unit vector along the direction of the normal. It makes an angle theta with the direction of the electric field. Therefore, the flux, once again the same formula, delta phi is equal to E delta S cos theta. That is the dot product of E bar dot delta S bar. Generally, we take outward normal. Now, in case of a closed surface, suppose it is a curved surface, not like a plain sheet. So suppose if you take a plain sheet, the previous things will be applied for that. But now, if you take a closed surface, which is not a plain one, like a pot shape or a bottle shape or any closed surface, and how to calculate the flux now? Because normal will be in different directions for the different parts of the curved surface. Suppose if you take a pot, the normal for the bottom will be downward direction. The normal will be upward for the top surface. The normal will be right side to the right side surface. Like that, different places, the normal will be in different directions. Therefore, the angle between normal and the electric field changes at different points of a curved surface. In that case, how to calculate? Divide the whole curved surface into small areas, calculate individually for each surface, and then add all the flux due to every element. Once again, I repeat, if it is a curved surface or a closed surface, we can divide the whole surface into small area elements. Say, for example, delta S1, delta S2, etc., delta Sn. Like that, we can divide them. Then, in the vector form, with the normal, we can write it as delta S1 bar, delta S2 bar, delta S3 bar, etc., delta Sn bar. So at each and every area, small area, electric field will be different. That is E1 bar, E2 bar, etc., En bar be the electric fields corresponding to them. So because the angle changes, for every small element, the angle changes. Therefore, we have to individually calculate the flux now. Once we take electric field at each and every small area, we can add all of them like this. Then how we will get? Total flux phi is almost equal to E1 delta S1, that is the dot product of E1 bar dot delta S1 bar plus E2 bar dot delta S2 bar plus etc. En bar dot delta Sn bar. So once again, I repeat, phi is taken as dot products of individual area elements with their respective electric fields. That is, phi is equal to E1 bar dot delta S1 bar plus E2 bar dot delta S2 bar plus etc. Plus En bar dot delta Sn bar. So in the sigma notation, we can take it as phi is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n Ei bar dot delta Si bar. In simple form, we can take phi is equal to E bar dot delta S bar. Once again, we repeat, the flux through any closed surface, phi is equal to E bar dot delta S bar, where E bar is the electric field and the delta S bar is the area element. So now learn the flux nicely, properly. That flux will be very much useful to us in the coming topics because we have to apply it for the Gauss theorem related derivations in the next topics. Therefore, first we should know what is flux. After knowing the flux, it will be easy to understand Gauss law of electrostatics, and then it will be very easily, we can very easily apply it to the three derivations in the coming topics. Thank you for watching this video. We will meet again.